This is over and over and over again. We're live, and this is at Arsenal versus Olympiacos. Watchalong. Hello, I'm Richard. Welcome back to my channel over and over again, the Positive Arsenal channel. This is a live watch-along, Arsenal versus Olympiacos, second leg, of course, of the last 16 of the Europa League. Of course, Arsenal lead 3-1 on aggregate before we go into the game, so in a massively strong position. If you haven't seen the team lineups for the game tonight, here they are now. Arsenal actually haven't made as many changes as I anticipated, in actual fact. So it's Leno in goal, Bellerin, David Luiz, Gabriel and Tierney at the back. So there's only one change to the back four, that's at right back. I actually know because Bellerin played against Tottenham, didn't he? So that's the back four there. I know he didn't, did he? No, so Ceballos did. Cedric did, sorry. In midfield then, it's Ceballos and El Neni and Xhaka. Maybe Ceballos might be in the number 10 position, actually. Although maybe Smith Rowe is Pepe and Aubameyang maybe wide. I'm not really sure what the formation is, if I'm honest, looking at that team. Obviously, Aubameyang's probably going to be through the middle. Maybe Smith Rowe on the left, Pepe on the right. Ceballos in the number 10, maybe. Anyway, I'm not quite sure. We'll see how that works out. But that's the Arsenal team. But Olympiacos seems to have made a few changes to their lineup. They're starting three at the back, actually, which, of course, they changed to that, didn't they, in the second half last week. It looks like they've got a few changes. Obviously, Barr's back in defence for them alongside Sokratis and, of course, Holebas, who used to play for Watford, if you remember. They've got the two wing-backs as well. I think one of them played last week, the left wing-back, didn't he? The midfield, obviously, MV is back in midfield for them. It's going to strengthen them a little bit. And they've got three up front tonight as well, including Fortunis, of course, who came on last week, and El Arabi, who scored the winning goal last season, and also, of course, scored last week, didn't he? Their goal in the 3-1 victory for us. So they're your team lineup. So I'm a little bit surprised by the Arsenal team, if I'm honest. Just looking at the bench there as well, there's a lot of players on the bench who, for me, maybe this would have been a game to have played them, wouldn't it? Perhaps, people like Chambers, Holding haven't had a lot of minutes. Nelson, maybe Martinelli, people like that, maybe give them some minutes. But anyway, if they can't get a game tonight in a tie that is, let's be honest, essentially done, are we going to lose 3-0 or 4-1 to this Olympiacos team? I think it's going to be very, very unlikely, if we're totally honest. But I guess safety first, maybe Arteta's gone with a reasonably strong looking side. I'm a little bit concerned that we're playing, of course, Sunday against West Ham, really big game in the Premier League. So yeah, I'm not really sure. Let's see. I mean, if we can get two or three goals up in the first half, then obviously job's done, isn't it? And then maybe we can rest a few of the players. And bearing in mind there is 5 subs, of course, that you can bring on in the Europa League. So, I'm sure that it's going to work out okay in the end. I would have personally rested a few more players and given a few people more minutes who maybe haven't played much this season. But anyway, Arteta makes those decisions. That's what he gets paid a lot of money for. So what do I know? But I'm looking forward to the game. I'm sure it'll be a good game, and hopefully we can get the job done nice and comfortably without too much stress, and we can then look forward to the next round. Of course, the draw tomorrow as well, which is going to be interesting. Let me know your thoughts on the lineup, actually, because I'm a little bit surprised. But anyway, Arteta always does that, doesn't he? Just before we kind of move on with the game, if you haven't done so already, please come over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. It does help it to reach a larger audience. There's no cost involved. You just click the button in the bottom corner there, and and that really helps. And give it a like as well wherever you're watching it. If you're on Facebook, on Twitter, or on YouTube, also come across to YouTube and give it a like as well, because that all helps as well. And don't forget as well, later on tonight I'm doing the fan cam show after the match as well. I've got 4 fans coming on to give their reaction to the performance, and hopefully we're looking ahead to the draw tomorrow, but we'll see obviously how the next 90 minutes or so goes first. But yeah, that's coming up at about 8:15, so stay tuned to the channel for that as well. And then an extra bonus show I've got for you tomorrow night is a live watch from the Arsenal women. They're playing Manchester United women, a big game near the top of the WSL. Arsenal need to win that game to get back into the top 3 and qualify for Europe next season. So that's all coming up on the channel later on. But for now, the teams are coming out. Arsenal, of course, in the red kit, the top that I'm wearing tonight. It looks like Olympiacos are in blue, as they were, in fact, last year, wasn't they, when they played at the Emirates? So yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. I'm sure it will. I'm sure there'll be goals in it. Just hopefully we can do the job, get the job done. It's a strange situation to be in, isn't it? When you haven't got to win the game, you just got to avoid a heavy defeat. It takes me back to 1989 at Anfield when Liverpool were in that situation. You're not sure. They wasn't sure how to play it that night, were they? Whether to attack and score a goal and get it won, or whether to just keep it tight and try not to concede. Of course, we only needed 2 goals that night, which we got. Olympiacos, of course, need 3, but they certainly didn't give me any impression last week that they were capable of doing that. The only goal they scored was a mistake from us. In fact, the only chances they had were from our mistakes, wasn't they, last week? So it'll be a massive shock, wouldn't it, if Olympiacos were to get the number of goals that they need. But anyway, we can't afford to take it for granted, of course. So remembering last year as well, they've made a few changes to their side, so maybe they're going to be a little bit more of a threat. And of course, Socrates back at the Emirates as well. His first appearance back there, obviously since he left. In fact, I can't remember last time he would have played at the Emirates, because he wasn't in our squad all this season, was he? And towards the end of last season, after lockdown, I don't think he played either, did he? So it's probably been over a year since he last played at the Emirates. So it'll be a good night for him, I'm sure. But let's hope we can get the job done and obviously move forward. Joe's in the chat there. He's told a few of his mates who are going to subscribe to you. Well, thank you very much, Joe. Hopefully they will. All the support's much appreciated. Hope you enjoy the game, and I hope you enjoy obviously the coverage that I'm going to be giving you tonight. I'll get the score up, actually. I know there's no goals at the moment, but I'll put the aggregate in brackets just so that we're nice and clear about that. So there we go. So there's a score up there for you all to see, and hopefully there'll be a few goals going in the first column and not the second one tonight. But anyway, we'll see what happens. I say the team's coming up on the screen now. Just say the changes for Olympiacos. There seems to be quite a few. I wasn't really with it last week, if I'm honest. I can't remember exactly what their team was. I know Envia played in defence, didn't he? And he's in midfield. And Barr, of course, pulled out last week, didn't he, just before kick-off. And he's back in the defence. So they've started 3 at the back. It's a 3-4-3 for Olympiacos, which was how they played in the second half last week, when they did cause us a few more problems. Well, I say they caused us a few more problems. We caused ourselves a few more problems, didn't we, with the way that we sat back and made a few silly mistakes, which we need to cut out, don't we? I mean, even on Sunday against Tottenham, the game was won, and we ended up making several mistakes, didn't we, in the last 10 or 15 minutes of that game, which almost cost us what would have been a really good victory. Joe there says a 2-0 win. I think Olympiacos will score, actually, mainly because I think they have to come at us, and because of that reason, I think that they will maybe score a goal, but I think we will win this game. In the video I released earlier on today, I said 2-1 to Arsenal. So I'm going to stick with that. I mean, a 2-0 would be great, wouldn't it? But yeah, any win for Arsenal tonight would be good. We're unbeaten in our last 5 games now. We've won, obviously, the last 2, haven't we? And 3 of the last 4. We drew, of course, with Burnley in between, when we should have won that game as well. So things have definitely turned, haven't they? I'm feeling a little bit more confident about the way that we're playing now. Certainly over the last month or so, I think our performance have got better. We're creating more chances, and we are starting to score a few more goals. But we're missing far too many chances still, and that is something that we do need to address. Was in the blue kicked off. They're attacking the goal to our left in this first half, which is the North Bank end at the Emirates. Of course, this is our first knockout game in Europe at home, actually, isn't it? Since that Olympiacos game last year, because of course we had to play in the previous round our home game, oddly enough, in Olympiacos' stadium. But Arsenal won the ball straight away. Ceballos then plays it to Aubameyang, gives it to Pepe, but Pepe's dispossessed by Socrates. Olympiacos can clear the ball away, but good work there from Ceballos to prevent the ball up the line, and it's going to be a throw to Olympiacos on this near side there left. So I think Olympiacos need to score goals, so they can't be too conservative in their approach, can they? So they've gone free at the back. So they're saying, you're doing a show tonight? Yeah, I've got a show afterwards, a fan show. That's starting about 8:15. So tune in for that. I've got 4 fans lined up to come on and give their thoughts on the performance as well. So that's going to be a good show that at 8:15, that's going to go live. And tomorrow as well, I don't know whether you're interested, guys, but I'm doing a watch along of the Arsenal women against Manchester United women, a big game that is for them. So I'm going to be covering that as well tomorrow. And then my West Ham show, the pre-match show, is going to be on Saturday now at 7 o'clock. So loads coming up on the channel. So don't forget to subscribe and like as well, and keep up to date with all the stuff I've got going on. It's a busy weekend, actually. A live show starting tonight with this. Well, I've got 2 tonight, 1 tomorrow, 1 on Saturday, and then, of course, a watch-along Sunday, and there'll be a fan cam after the Sunday game against West Ham as well. So loads and loads coming up over this weekend. And hopefully there'll be a couple of good Arsenal performances thrown in as well. This game hasn't really got any pattern yet. It's still 0-0, obviously, nearly 2 minutes played. David Luiz has currently got the ball. Actually, no, sorry, it's El Neni. The hair confused me for a minute. He's grown his hair a little bit, hasn't he, El Neni, now? And he did look a little bit like David Luiz briefly. But David Luiz has got the ball now. Plays it forward into Danny Ceballos, who lays it off to El Neni. Of course, he got a great goal last week, El Neni, didn't he? He tends to score. When he scores, he doesn't get many, but when he does, they tend to be good goals, don't they? A bit like Granit Xhaka in that respect. He tends to score long-range goals more than anything else, doesn't he? So quite similar in that regard, aren't they, the pair of them? But anyway, it looks as though David Luiz and Gabriel have become Mikel Arteta's first choice centre-backs, actually, doesn't it, now? And they've certainly both been playing well together in the last few games, haven't they? Gabriel had that little spell, didn't he, when he first came back into the team, having missed a few games with injury and illness. And of course, he did get a suspension as well for a red card, didn't he? But since he's come, like the last maybe 2 or 3 games, he's really getting back to his old form again that he showed, of course, in the first 2 or 3 months of the season when he was voted player of the month, wasn't he? I think was it 2 or 3 times in a row. So he's certainly getting back to that form now, isn't he? In the last few games, which is good to see. Looks a very, very accomplished, strong defender, doesn't he? And a great header last week for the second goal, crucial second goal that was as well. That set us up for this, what should be a reasonably comfortable night. But let's hope that's how it works out anyway. But so far the game hasn't really got any pattern. Our passing hasn't been too good. We've been a little bit off our range with the passing so far. Olympiacos haven't really got going at all either. So it's been a little bit of a stop-start game in a lot of ways. Neither team have managed to string together too much at this moment in time. But the ball's currently back with the Olympiacos goalkeeper, Sarr, who plays it into the centre circle. But Arsenal won it back well with Gabriel. Now Arsenal can maybe spring a trap. It's Smith Rowe. Tries a shot there, but it's deflected. Shot from the edge of the box. He's collided with the Olympiacos defender. It's actually Socrates, who seems to have come out worse. They're both currently down. Socrates looks as though he's probably worse than Smith Rowe, but doesn't look too good, actually. Smith Rowe just came towards the edge of the box and then he decided to have a shot. And Socrates threw himself at it, actually. He got a good block in and the ball ran through to the goalkeeper, but it looks as though they're both injured. I think it was on the follow-through, actually, from Smith Rowe's shot. They're both now getting treatment on the pitch. I was actually in favour of Smith Rowe not playing in this game, I've got to be honest, with the big game coming up on Sunday. But anyway, he's currently getting some treatment on the pitch. There was no malice in the challenge there. Socrates just threw himself to try and block the shot, which he did. And I think just as he followed through, they kind of collided. And neither of them have got up again yet. Socrates does look to have come off a little bit worse from that, if we're honest. Smith Rowe is now sitting up at least. But I'm not really sure what's going on here. Aubameyang there is just checking on his mate Socrates. Of course, they did play for years together at Bayern Munich as well. It seems like Smith Rowe actually landed on Socrates in the follow-through, actually, from that challenge. But that was a typical Socrates challenge, really, wasn't it? He does, he's wholehearted defender, isn't he? I always had a lot of time for Socrates when he played for us. Thought he was a good defender. And I'm pleased that he's gone and got a good move, I say, back to his home nation as well. And he had a decent game last week, I thought, against us, and I think that he's had a fairly decent start here, apart from the injury. So it was a good block actually. Smith Rowe looks to be okay. He's coming off the pitch now, just walking over to the side, obviously, as is Socrates, who's maybe not moving quite as comfortably as Smith Rowe. He's definitely come out worse from that challenge there, and you could see in the replay it did look as though Smith Rowe maybe sort of landed on his leg a little bit awkwardly. But Smith Rowe's still going to get a little bit of treatment on the side. In fact, it looks like he's maybe got a nosebleed. But anyway, the game's restarted now with the Olympiacos goalkeeper just playing out from the back, and Olympiacos just knocking the ball around at the moment, just in front of their penalty area. Socrates is waiting to come back on. He hasn't got the signal from the referee yet. He's waiting patiently on the touchline along with Smith Rowe. The two of them are in conversation. Of course, they know each other really well, don't they? And now the referee's allowed them both to come back on. And we're back to 11 each, 11 aside again. Just briefly there, it was 10 aside for a few moments there. Olympiacos now got the ball over on that far side, Arsenal's left. Played a couple of good little passes there, actually, but that's a poor ball into midfield, picked up by Pepe inside the centre circle to Ceballos, then to El Neni. Xhaka now plays the ball up the line to Aubameyang, who's over on his far left touchline, tries to go past Bar, holds him up briefly, and then Bar blocks the cross. Has it gone out for a throw? It has now. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal. It's Aubameyang there, really wide, actually. He's just got the ball back from Kieran Tierney from that throw. Tierney now plays the ball back to Granit Xhaka, and he plays it all the way back to Gabriel. And he plays it to Bernd Leno, who's about 10 yards outside the penalty area. Of course, remember what happened last week when he did that? Didn't end well, did it? So we need to be careful. If Olympiacos are going to score these goals, let's at least make them work for it and not gift them any. We've done that far too many times. But this is a good little bit of play for Arsenal down that left-hand side. Kieran Tierney headed it on towards Smith Rowe, but it's Bar there across to clear the danger. And it's now gone out for a throw to Olympiacos on the far side. Kieran Tierney there flicked the ball on for Smith Rowe to chase down that left-hand side, and Bar came across well, actually, defended it well. Of course, he was missing last week. I don't know too much about him. I think he's an important defender for them. I did have Costa, if you remember, on the show last week, the Olympiacos fan, and he was worried about their defensive injuries. But obviously, having Bar back is a good news for them, I guess. Although, of course, it is goals that they need as well as to stop us from scoring. And the ball's currently back with the Olympiacos goalkeeper, and now they're trying to come forward down this near side. It's Villa, of course, who had to play in defence last week. Player that, of course, we've been interested in over a number of different transfer windows in the last few years. I suppose he would have been the sort of player that Thomas Partey is, isn't he? Probably he's not as good as Thomas Partey, I don't think, but he's a similar kind of player, isn't he? And he was the sort of player that we were certainly interested in over a number of transfer windows, as I said. And it'd be good to see him in midfield, actually, to see exactly what an impact he may possibly have had for us if we'd got him a few years ago, because that's the area of the pitch where we've been lacking, haven't we? A really good defensive midfield player, and he could have been the answer a few years ago. But obviously now we have got Thomas Partey, although he's on the bench tonight, having a bit of a rest. It's funny because he's the one I would have probably played and rested Granit Xhaka today, because Xhaka's played a lot of football, and maybe Thomas Partey still needs, I think, a little bit more match fitness. But anyway, I guess Arteta's knows what he's doing, so we'll leave the team line up to him. It's a cross into the box there from Olympiacos, actually, which was dealt with by Arsenal. We don't really want to give them the boost of an early goal, do we? I know they've got to score 3, and I just feel as though maybe if they did get a goal and get in front, then maybe a few nerves would kick in, bearing in mind most of this team for Arsenal, of course, were here last year in the game, and of course that we did lose after extra time. So we don't want them to get any kind of encouragement at all, do we? We want to make sure that we keep in control of the tie, and hopefully we can win this game on the night as well, to give us a good momentum going into Sunday, which I think in the overall scheme of things, Sunday's a more important game, isn't it, on an individual basis? Obviously, this competition is more important, but the job on this I think 90% done. But Olympiacos, they're certainly looking a little bit more. They've certainly offered more of an attacking threat in the early stages of this game. Because you remember last week we dominated, didn't we, the first 25 minutes or so. We haven't done at all so far in this game. Olympiacos have looked a lot more settled on the ball, and they're looking a lot more of a threat going forward, although they haven't got anywhere near our goal as yet in the first 11 minutes. But now Ceballos in midfield looking to come forward. It looks as though he's the most advanced of those three central midfield players, almost in the number 10 position. Smith Rowe seems as though he's over on the left. Of course, he had a great game there against Tottenham at the weekend. And it's Pepe, of course, on the right, giving Bukayo Saka a rest. Of course, he is carrying a slight injury as well, and wasn't worth risking him tonight, was it? If I say a big game coming up at the weekend. But El Neni, of course, is in the team as well, in place of Thomas Partey. So interesting to see what he does from the start this week. Of course, he scored after about 2 minutes last week when he came on, didn't he? I'll say another great goal from him. I'm sure he'll maybe want to try his luck again at some stage. In fact, I don't think he scored at the Emirates yet, has he, El Neni? I think all his 3 goals for Arsenal, apart from all being in European competition, have all come away from home. There was the one at Barcelona, of course, one of his first goal a few years ago, and then earlier this season he got a good goal in the Europa League away. Can't remember which game that was. The last group stage game, wasn't it? Was it Dundalk, maybe away, when we won? And then, of course, the goal last week as well, away from home. So he hasn't actually scored at the Emirates yet, El Neni. But we just won a free kick there. Tierney got another hand in the face. And we've got a free kick out on that far side. It's about 10 yards in from the touchline, just roughly in line with the penalty spot, a little bit further back. It's a good angle, this, actually, to whip a good ball in. Wants to go between the 6-yard box and a penalty spot, ideally. So someone to make the goalkeeper unsure whether to come for it and get one of our players in to attack the ball. We've got a lot of players in there, actually. It's going to be Dani Ceballos with the set-piece delivery by the look of it, or is it going to be Pepe? No, it's going to be Ceballos. Ceballos whips it into the near post. It wasn't a great free kick, if we're honest. It was cleared away. Didn't get past the first man. Our delivery from set-pieces is shocking, isn't it? No matter who takes them, they're all the same. El Neni, they have a long ball. That's a good ball, actually, looking out for Aubameyang on this far side, but he can't do much with it. He did keep it in to stop it going for a throw-in, but it ran away from him. It's got out for a goal kick. Of course, Aubameyang's maybe got a little bit of a point to prove tonight, hasn't he, after what happened at the weekend with his being dropped out of the team because being late, which apparently isn't the first time either. I'm still not convinced he is a captain. I'm sorry. I like Aubameyang. Obviously, he scores a lot of goals for us, but I don't think he's a captain on the pitch, is he? He's not vocal enough, and I think he gets too down on himself with his own performance to be a captain, I think, personally. But anyway, I suppose it's a big call to take the captaincy off a player who's at the club, isn't it? You know, it is a big call, but you look around the team and you see a lot more people that are more natural leaders than Aubameyang, I find. And I don't like strikers being captains anyway. I think you need to be further back in the pitch, so the game more in front of you. It's a lot easier to G people up and see exactly what's going on in the whole game. So that's just my personal view. But anyway, I think we've got a couple of leaders in this team tonight that never seem to get the armband, do they? But anyway, let's hope Aubameyang can come back with a goal or two tonight and prove his point that way, which is great, what we need. It's been a very scrappy first 15 or 14 and a half minutes, if we're totally honest. There's been very poor passing from both teams. Arsenal didn't give the ball away again. It was Aubameyang that time. We've got it back at the moment in our own half with Gabriel striding forward now towards halfway. He was going to look for Smith Rowe out wide. Instead, he found Xhaka, who has found Smith Rowe. He's got Tierney outside him, but he cuts inside instead, comes back to Granit Xhaka into El Neni. A little bit too far out to maybe try a shot, so he goes back to Xhaka and then to Tierney on that far side. Tierney skips past his man, puts a ball in, not a great ball, and Sokratis is able to clear it away. Again, not a great delivery, unusual for Kieran Tierney maybe. Normally his final ball's good, but that one wasn't particularly good, and Sokratis was able to clear. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal on the far side, midway inside the Olympiacos half, in front of the West Stand. But there's Took his time to take it, but he's finally found Xhaka, and then he's gone back to Gabriel. Tierney gets it back again down that left side, plays it forward to Smith Rowe, gets a good touch, but the defender comes across well and wins the ball then again, but Tierney's picked it up. He's out on that far side, Kieran Tierney. Of course, he's got one goal, hasn't he, in this Europa League campaign against Benfica. An important goal that was as well, wasn't it, when we were on the verge of going out in the previous round. So maybe he can pop up with another important goal tonight just to see us over the line. You've got to think that if we score at least one goal in this game, we're through. And we've just won our first corner, actually. Nicolas Pepe there tried to flick the ball past the defender, Holibas actually, but it's got out for a corner to Arsenal. Our first corner, it's on this near side. Looks like Ceballos is going to take it, or maybe Pepe. We need a good delivery because I say that's been letting us down. I just don't think our set pieces are very good at all. Although, of course, it was from a short corner last week that we scored the second goal. Anyway, Pepe now, it was a short corner again. It's come to Smith Rowe. Now Ceballos got space for a cross, puts it in. Again, it's not a very good cross. It's easily cleared away by the first man. And Olympiacos can now try to break out. But it wasn't a very good ball forward. And El Neni just managed to tidy it up there. And Gabriel heads it back to Bernd Leno. So, again, it was a poor set-piece delivery. It is a problem that we've got, actually. I'm not quite sure why our set-pieces are so bad since we employed a new set-piece coach. They seem to have got worse. But anyway, we did score from a short corner last week. So, although that was late in the game, wasn't it? Last 10 minutes. That we got those 2 goals, actually, which, I've got to be honest, has eased my nerves. I think if we'd gone into this game at 1-1 after what happened last year. Anyway, Pepe now's got an opportunity. The goalkeeper comes out. Pepe's beating him. Can he squeeze it into near post? No, it's gone into the side netting. Pepe there did well. The goalkeeper come rushing out. Pepe beat him to the ball, got it past him. It was a very tight angle, and I think the goalkeeper then blocked his shot, but it was a great ball from Ceballos. Pepe was onside. Great ball inside the fullback. He just got it past the goalkeeper. In fact, it was a defender on the line, Socrates, who actually stopped it from going in with a deflection. Just took it into the side netting. So it's good defending there from Socrates. Pepe never quite looked comfortable, did he, getting that shot away there? Off balance a little bit, but it was going in. We've got another corner now, again on this near side. This time Ceballos is going to take it. It's going to go long. It's a much better delivery, actually. Gabriel's header, but the goalkeeper's easily claimed that. That was the opportunity there, though, from Pepe to give us that early goal that I think would seal our passage through. Of course, that would mean that Olympiacos would then have to score 4, or I suppose 3 for extra time, but they certainly don't look capable of doing that. You know, although we haven't really got going yet in this game, we have had a couple of little opportunities at Olympiacos. I mean, Bernd Leno, the only touches he's had is when he's had the ball played back to him by one of our defenders. So with 20 minutes gone, you've got to say that it's starting to look less and less likely that Olympiacos are going to stage this, what would be quite a remarkable comeback, wouldn't it, in the overall scheme of things. And let's just hope that that doesn't happen. I'm sure it's not going to. Anyway, Olympiacos goalkeeper now has got the ball, goes long, and then suddenly they've got a clear opportunity. Actually, he's got a shot on goal. Oh, good save from Leno. That could have been important there. Just one long ball through the middle. Where our defenders were, I do not know. It was El Arabi again, of course, who scored last week. He scored, of course, in the game in last season as well. He got the winning goal, didn't he? Just a one long ball from the goalkeeper, straight through the middle. He got away from Gabriel, got a shot. I think that was on target, actually. That's a good save from Leno. It was on target, off Leno's knee. And suddenly Olympiacos have got a corner. Their first opportunity. I mean, what was the defence doing there? One long ball from the goalkeeper has just caught us out. Anyway, it's a corner to Olympiacos at the moment. We need to get this dealt with as well. But it's not a very good corner, and Leno has easily come to collect that. But that was a good save from Leno, actually, with his knee. Mark's in the chat there. How did he miss that? Well, I mean, he didn't miss it, did he? It was a good save, to be fair, from Leno. It was on target. I think it was a reasonably comfortable save from Leno. It was quite close to him, but yeah, it wasn't a great finish, was it? But just as well for us, because I say we don't want to give them the boost of an earliest goal, do we? Give them something to cling on to. But luckily, Leno did what he's there to do. make a save when he has to make one, and keeps the score at 0-0. Of course, we haven't kept a clean sheet, have we, for a while? I was looking at that earlier. I think it's 10 games since we last had a clean sheet. So that's what I mean. I do think they're likely to score. But I mean, what happened there? Just one long ball through the middle. You got a good first touch in it. The shot was just too close to the goalkeeper, really. I mean, he definitely should have scored, and he knows it as well. That could be a big moment in this game, actually, that miss or that save, however you want to look at it. But suddenly, Olympiacos have grown a bit of confidence now. They seem to be coming forward with a little bit more purpose now since that opportunity. But that wasn't a great pass, actually, and we've just got a throw on the near side. But that was the first real clear-cut opportunity of this game. And, you know, Lino's come in for a bit of stick, hasn't he, in recent games? And, of course, it was his mistake last week with a poor ball to Ceballos that led to El Arabi actually scoring, of course, on that particular occasion. But he missed that chance there. Not quite sure what's happened here. There's an Olympiacos player down and Bellerin's down as well. A clash on this near side. The referee did blow his whistle. I'm not sure who the free kick's gone to. Bellerin and I think the free kick is to Arsenal. The Olympiacos player was a bit late going in on Bellerin there. I think it's Mvia actually. And it is going to be a free kick to Arsenal just on this near touchline. And El Neni just plays it back to David Luiz. Mark says that he should have buried it. Yeah, he should have done. I mean, if that was if that was Aubameyang or one of our forward players, you'd expect them to score. You'd be disappointed if they didn't, and he should have scored. Yeah, but I thought it was a decent save from Benno. He stood up, didn't he? Kept himself big, and he kind of reduced the target, didn't he? And made it difficult for El Arabi to score. But yeah, anywhere in a corner, and that's a goal, isn't it? Instead of hitting two straight. And then I was able, thankfully, to make the save. I mean, it would have made it more interesting, I guess, if he had scored. But we don't really want that, do we? I want to have a nice, quiet evening, just nice and peaceful, just enjoying a nice, relaxed game to see us through to the quarterfinal. Well, I'm sure things are going to get a lot more tricky for us later on. Anyway, so Ceballos now coming forward into Aubameyang. This is a chance for Arsenal. Oh, Aubameyang's put it over the top. That was a clear chance at the other end. Just saying, if that had fell, the previous chance had fell to Aubameyang, we'd be disappointed if he missed it. Well, this one's fallen to him. He was again in a central position. He did well, actually. Ceballos played the ball back to him. A good first touch, but he lifted the ball over the top. Wasn't a great finish, if we're honest there. It was a good first touch as well. Just come into the penalty area and try to just lift it over the keeper, I think. But instead it's gone over the top of the crossbar. But that was our first real clear opportunity on goal. There was, of course, that Pepe one as well a few minutes ago. But suddenly the game's opened up a bit more now. 24 minutes played virtually now, and both teams have had one real clear opportunity at goal. So El Arabi for Olympiacos, which was saved by Bernd Leno's knee. And that one there for Aubameyang, a good ball from Ceballos, actually. Got a little bit of space there in the number 10 area of the pitch. A good ball through to Aubameyang, but he lifted his shot over the bar from about 12 yards. But Arsenal won it back again with Pepe, but Olympiacos have managed to get away with that one. It's gone back to goalkeeper Sarr, who goes long into the centre circle to El Arabi. We just need to keep our concentration, don't we? A little bit sloppy at the back in the last few minutes, but anyway, again, Olympiacos are in possession just inside our half. They've now gone backwards, but they're coming forward down the far side. But again, we're forcing them back. We've got everybody behind the ball. This is what we need to do. Another long ball there. And Bellerin was beaten in the end. No, he wasn't. Bellerin won the header, but it's out for a throw to Olympiacos on this near side. It's their left wing back. He's got Oleg on the back of his shirt. I think he's from Belarus or somewhere. But anyway, so he takes the throw in. Oh, Bellerin missed it. It nearly went all the way through there, but Gabriel cleared it away. And it comes up towards Aubameyang, but he's crowded out there by three Olympiacos defenders, and now it's come to Socrates. Of course, up against his mate Aubameyang. I say they've played together a number of years in their career, actually. So renewing their friendship, although not for the 90 minutes of the game, I'm sure. But a long kick there from Leno. Socrates again gets underneath it. He's actually playing well in this game. I thought he had a good game last week as well. So maybe he's certainly had a point to prove maybe to Mikel Arteta that he was maybe a little bit harshly treated at Arsenal. And I believe he probably was actually. Although we can't really have too many complaints with how our central defenders have done this season. I personally think Socrates is better than Rob Holding, but there's probably not a lot in it if we're honest. But anyway, obviously Gabriel and David Luiz are our first choice now. Pablo Mari is a very, very good backup as well, isn't he? And of course Rob Holding, who is on the bench tonight. He seems to have a concentration issues for me, Rob Holding. But anyway, Socrates then plays the ball into Envia again. And Olympiacos keeping possession, but not really threatening us at all now. We've got a good shape without the ball, which has been a feature of our play actually under Mikel Arteta over these last few weeks. We look a lot more organised. There looks to be a lot more of a plan about how we play. I personally don't always enjoy the way that we play, but at least now there is more of a pattern and more of a plan. And we do look a lot more organised than before Christmas, where we were literally all over the place. So that has been an improvement there. We just need to get a little bit more consistency, don't we, with our results. It started to happen in the last month or so. We haven't lost, have we, for a while. And I think we're slowly starting to get there, but we've just got to cut out the silly mistakes, gifting goals to the opposition. Obviously, the way we finished the game on Sunday was really poor. And already tonight, we've maybe made a couple of concentration issues. Their chance that they had when just one long ball through the middle, that should be happening. So, there's still a lot of work to do if we're going to get anywhere near where we want to be. But at least there's a more positive signs, I say, in the last few weeks that we are maybe slowly moving in the right direction finally after a very difficult period that we've had. Let's hope that we can finish the season strongly. Whether that means winning the Europa League, which would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Way back into the Champions League, that would be amazing. Not only winning a European trophy, which is something we haven't done for a number of years, but also, I say, the prize of the Champions League as well. So it's a really important competition, this, but we need to deal with this game first, and then let's see what the draw brings us tomorrow. Good bit of skill there in the penalty area by El Arabi, but Bellerin managed to clear the ball away. But Olympiacos are still pressing on the edge of our penalty area, and Villa thought about a shot. Instead, he clips the ball to the far side, but Kieran Tierney wins his header, but not very far. Olympiacos have still got possession. This is probably their best spell of the game so far, but they've only had that one opportunity for El Arabi, which produced a good save from Leno. But now Arsenal looking to counter-attack. This could be where we're dangerous, of course, because Olympiacos are going to have to, the longer the game goes on, they're going to have to start taking more risks, aren't they? They're going to have to start pushing more men forward, and I'm sure that will then enable us to get a few more counter-attacks and hopefully get a goal or two to just seal this. I wouldn't say it's nervy yet. We're still 3-1 up, of course, on aggregate, but Olympiacos suddenly have got the upper hand in this particular game now. For the last 5 or 10 minutes, they've looked a lot better. They've looked a lot more comfortable in possession. They've certainly settled into this game now. And we just need to be clever and just see it out and make sure that we don't make any silly mistakes. But suddenly now we've got a chance for a counter-attack with Pepe. Again, Socrates is in. That wasn't Socrates, sorry. It was another defender there. But now again, Olympiacos have won the ball back in midfield. It was El Neni who lost out on the challenge, and now they've got a bit of space down the far side. They've still got possession now, ball from right to left. And still they've got the ball now, coming forward down this near side now, looking to put a cross in. David Luiz gets there first, a good header away. But again, Olympiacos have picked up a loose ball. They've got us pinned back a little bit now, actually, Olympiacos, in these last few minutes. And Villa now in midfield, looking to come forward, but he's got no option, so he's had to go sideways, and now they've gone backwards. They're still just inside the Arsenal half. And Villa just actually crosses a halfway line and goes back, but suddenly there's a little bit more space here on this near side for Holibas. Of course, the former Watford man. Now, of course, playing in Greece for Olympiacos. He was a steady enough Premier League player, wasn't he, Holibas, when he was at Watford? I'm sure he's probably doing a decent job for Olympiacos this season. This is good football actually from the Greeks. Ball played out to the far side now. But Arsenal still keeping that shape really well. Suddenly now there's an opportunity to cross towards the far side again, just on the edge of the box. Good cross this time, but again Gabriel reads it well, clears it away. But again, Olympiacos have picked up possession with Socrates. It comes back to this near side. That's another ball played into the box, but David Luiz reads it well. Now Elneny's got the ball, looks to play it forward to Aubameyang. Can Arsenal build a counter-attack? Olympiacos are getting men back quickly actually when they lose the ball. But that was a good spell there from Olympiacos actually. They had us pinned back for a few minutes there. They couldn't really create any opportunity. Mark there says Olympiacos playing a pretty high line, keeping us pressed in. Yeah, no, they are. They have been. And I think that they've had a good spell there, didn't they? But they're not really putting us under much pressure, are they? You know, defence really, we're dealing with everything pretty comfortably. It was just that one chance, wasn't it, where we switched off for a second from that goal kick and almost paid the price. But I wouldn't say we're rattled or anything like that, but this has been a good spell from Olympiacos, actually. We need to see this through. We don't want to give them an opportunity to get a goal and really lift their spirits even more, because they do seem to have got lifted in the last 5 minutes, and they're coming forward again down that far side. Kieran Tierney comes across, but the ball's played into the box and Gabriel heads it away from 6-yard line. Now maybe we can get a breakaway, can we? Elneny's falls backwards, and it fires its way to Kieran Tierney, who goes long, looking for Aubameyang up halfway. But Socrates just knocks the ball back to the goalkeeper. It's all Olympiacos at the moment, actually. 33 minutes nearly played. It's been Olympiacos for the last 5 minutes or so. They have had us pinned back. Maybe a slightly risky policy from them, because if we can get the counter attack working right, we'll have a great opportunity to score. But I don't suppose they've got a lot of options, have they? Really, time is ticking for Olympiacos. They need to score some goals, and they need to start scoring them quite soon. But anyway, so far they've just had that one opportunity, and that's it. But suddenly Arsenal now can have a breakaway. No, they can't. Look like Aubameyang was going to get the ball there. Socrates slightly misjudged it, but it has rolled through to the Olympiacos goalkeeper, who just rolls the ball out. So Olympiacos are pretty much in control of this game at the moment, knocking the ball around well, but they haven't really looked that threatening, if we're totally honest. David Luiz wins his challenge there in the centre circle, but El Arabi actually has given the ball away straight to Danny Ceballos. Now this is an opportunity for Smith Rowe. He's got past his man, and then was he fouled? He was. He's going to win a free kick. Did well initially, actually, to get around the first challenge, but the second challenge came in and the second man got him if the first one didn't. And Arsenal are going to win a free kick. It's out on the far side, midway inside the Olympiacos half. Wasn't any attempt to get the ball there, actually, but it's possibly a yellow card, maybe. Probably would have been a yellow card in the Premier League. But Smith Rowe's been in the wars, actually, in this opening 35 minutes. He's had a couple of challenges on him, hasn't he? Obviously, the one with Socrates earlier on, and that one there, he's hobbling around a bit. So I didn't really want to see him playing tonight, if I'm honest. I feel that the game at the weekend's more important, possibly. But anyway, we have got this free kick. Again, it's Pepe and Ceballos over it. It's over on the far side. So midway inside the Olympiacos half, about 10 yards in from the far touchline. Needs a good delivery and maybe try to look for around about the penalty spot. Caused a little bit of uncertainty to the goalkeeper. Needs a good delivery. We haven't really had a decent delivery, have we, from a set piece so far, which isn't unusual, is it? But anyway, let's see if this is a better one. Again, Pepe leaves it for Ceballos. Instead, he just comes square to Kieran Tierney. Now it comes across to Bellerin. We haven't really made the most of this at all. Although Bellerin now has done really well, actually. But he loses out. No, he's still going, Bellerin. Can he get a cross in? He can't. It's charged down. Don't think we made the most of that free kick at all. Why not just put it into the danger zone and try to get someone on the end of it? All we've ended up doing now is winning a throw on this near side of the pitch where, I don't know, that seemed a bit of a waste to me. I know our deliveries haven't been great, when we've tried to put them into the box. But I don't know, that was just a waste. I don't like to see us do that. You want to get the ball into the danger area. That's how you're going to score goals, aren't you? When you've got set piece. But anyway, Olympiacos have cleared the ball away, but David Luiz again's won his header. He's doing well back there, David Luiz, actually. El Neni picked the ball up, but Pepe's lost out again in the midfield area. Olympiacos have won the ball back. And it's now gone back to the goalkeeper. Bit of an awkward bounce of the ball there, actually, and suddenly Arsenal picks it up. Ceballos on the edge of the Olympiacos penalty, plays it into Aubameyang and gets it back. He's forced a little bit wide, but that's a nice little flick to Smith Rowe. But he was just robbed there as he was about to pass the ball into El Neni. But again, Olympiacos have given the ball away. Olympiacos player went down looking for a free kick, but he wasn't getting it. And El Neni now can bring the ball forward for Arsenal to Xhaka. Plays it out to Tierney on the far side. Xhaka gets it back into El Neni. Arsenal just get a little bit of possession again after that spell from Olympiacos. We certainly look a little bit more threatening when we've got the ball than they do. But we've only really had those two little opportunities, haven't we? The one that when Pepe managed to get past the goalkeeper who charged out, and Socrates deflected his effort into the side netting, and that shot from Aubameyang, which went over the top. Now Aubameyang's getting clear down left. Is he? No, he's not going to catch that. Just had too much pace on it, that ball there from Gabriel. It's gone out for a goal kick to Olympiacos. So 37 minutes played. It is still 0-0 on the night, but of course that means it's 3-1 on aggregate, of course, to Arsenal. So as each minute ticks by, we're 1 minute closer to the quarterfinals, aren't we? And of course, it's 1 minute less for Olympiacos to get the 3 goals that they are going to have to score if they are to get through. Anyway, El Neni now 30 yards out, plays into Pepe and gets it back. Olympiacos have got everyone behind the ball at the moment, but we just give it away. That was poor play, actually. And it's El Arabi again. He's a good player for them, isn't he, El Arabi? Obviously, he's a goal scorer. He's got over 20 goals again this season. And I say he did score that goal, didn't he? That knocked us out last year, which, of course, we'll never forget. But let's hope that this tonight is an opportunity to put that behind us once and for all. I don't like to look at it as revenge. It's just an opportunity to get through to the next round, isn't it? But it's an opportunity to bury that ghost anyway, isn't it? The Olympiacos ghost that has been hanging over us for over a year now. And of course, this would be more important because it puts into the quarterfinals as well. And suddenly I say the quarterfinals is when you get that far, you do start thinking of finals and stuff like that, don't you? Of course, there's a possibility that if we do get to the final, there could well be fans in the stadium as well. So that could be good. I think it's in Poland, isn't it? But anyway, that's for... Let's not get too carried away or too excited yet. There's a long way to go, isn't there? A lot of games still to play in this competition, and we do still need to negotiate the last 5 or 6 minutes of this first half and the second half as well without committing too many silly mistakes to give them the opportunity to put us under pressure in this tie. But at the moment, we are looking pretty comfortable, if we're totally honest. Just that one scary moment when El Arabi ran through and was denied by Leno's knee. Other than that, Olympiacos, for all their possession, and they have had a lot of possession in the last 15, 20 minutes, but they've not really done anything with it. They're not creating anything. They're not getting in behind us. And I say we're looking fairly comfortable, actually. It's not the greatest game to watch, if I'm totally honest. But anyway, I guess this is all about just getting the job done, isn't it? It was always going to be like that tonight. I don't think anybody was expecting a thrilling game. I think maybe the second half may slightly open up more because Olympiacos are going to have to take even more risks, aren't they? If they, they might as well go down fighting rather than, sticking with a 0-0 draw tonight. They might as well go for it in the second half a bit more, I suppose. But anyway, they're coming forward again. So they have had some good spells of possession, actually, in the last sort of 20 minutes of this first half. But again, we've given the ball away. It was Kieran Tierney that time. We've not really helped ourselves in that respect. When we've won the ball back or they've given it away, we haven't really made the most of it. But El Arabi now on the edge of the penalty area, Gabriel's very tight to him, forces him back a bit. A little dinks into the ball into the box there, but Kieran Tierney wins his header. Is it going to go out for a corner? No, Smith Rowe keeps it in. Or has he? I think it is going to be a corner. The linesman's flagging there for a corner. So last 4.5 minutes of this first half, and Olympiacos have got themselves a corner. We need to see this out now till half time, don't we? The last thing that we need is to go in the break 1 goal behind. That would then mean Olympiacos just needed 2 more in the second half, and suddenly there may be a little bit more of a panic. But anyway, let's hope we can see this first. It's 4 minutes of the first half remaining. It's still 0-0. It's a corner to Olympiacos. Gabriel wins his header really well there. And so we've got a chance for a break, have we, with Nicolas Pepe. He can't quite get round the defender. And in fact, the referee has given a free kick to Olympiacos anyway. Not quite sure. There's an Olympiacos player there holding his head. Not quite sure what happened there. There's a bit of a tussle with Pepe as he tried to run past him. Not quite sure that he was really fouled that much, but anyway, he's gone down like he's been poleaxed. Anyway, they've got a free kick now. Olympiacos in. It's midway inside Arsenal's half, quite central, slightly over to the right. But anyway, let's see. We need to deal with this. They're going to put it into the box, I'm sure, instead of messing around with a short one. They do. Kieran Tierney wins his header well. Now we've got an opportunity to break here with Aubameyang down his near side. It's a great ball through to Pepe. Wasn't a great touch from Pepe though, was it again? But anyway, Aubameyang's picked the ball up again. It comes to Bellerin. He's got El Nini outside him. Instead he finds it Pepe inside. Aubameyang tried to play it through, but again it was Socrates actually defending well. He's been a bit of a brick wall at the back there for Olympiacos, hasn't he? And in this first half. As I say, was last week as well. Mark in the chat again. Thanks for contributing, Mark. A lot of nicey football, but no punch. Olympiacos holding some territory, but they're not creating clear-cut chances. No, they're not. And we're not either, are we? That's the thing that's maybe annoying me a little bit. We seem to be quite reserved in the way that we're playing. I guess it is a difficult one when you know you've just got to avoid losing 3-0, I suppose. You don't want to take too many risks there. Poor control from Pepe. Yeah, it was very poor from Pepe there. He had an opportunity. That's what lets him down sometimes. And that's why he's never going to quite, I don't think he's ever going to quite make the grade that we need with the club. I really don't think so. Mark again here says we're not threatening enough. No, we're not. But I guess in the overall scheme of things, we don't need to, do we? So when you've just got to avoid a 3-goal defeat, it's quite difficult to really push yourself on, because what we don't want to do is take too many risks and end up conceding a goal, I suppose. So I suppose it's sensible play. It's just not very good to watch. But I suppose if at the end of this game we've got ourselves through to the quarter-final, we've got to be pleased about that, haven't we? Mark again on the plus side, our back four handing them. Yeah, they are. They're not really offering a lot, if we're honest, are they? But anyway, yeah, we've dealt with what we've had to. But suddenly now they've got an opportunity. Have they? Bellerin did well just, and El Nini sort of tidies it up to Pepe, but he's lost out again. No, he hasn't. He's won a free kick, Pepe, on this near side. It was Holibas actually. Those two reacquainting themselves with each other. Of course, they played against each other last season, didn't they, in the Premier League? When Watford actually did quite well against us, didn't they? Remember that first game at Vicarage Road when we were 2-0 up and should have been about 5-0 up and ended up hanging on for a 2-2 draw. That was a start or the beginning of the end for Unai Emery, I think, wasn't it? And then, of course, it was last game of the season when we sent them down with that 3-2 victory here at the Emirates. But yeah, that Watford game at Vicarage Road last season, I think that really showed that the players had lost, or Unai Emery had lost the players at that stage, and it was just going to be a matter of time after that, wasn't it? And in the end, it took till November, didn't it? Till finally he was gone. And here we are now, what, a year and a half or so later, one FA Cup in the bag and on the verge of a quarter-final in the Europa League this season. So certainly things could have been a lot worse. But anyway, of course, Unai Emery's Villarreal are still in the competition, aren't they? So we could come up against them in a later round, but we'll see. That could be interesting again. I suppose a bit like Socrates having a point to prove. I'm sure Unai Emery will have a point to prove for Arsenal, won't he? But I'm sure he won't be very happy with the way he was treated in the end, but I certainly had no complaints when he was sacked, I know that much. But Pepe has committed a foul, giving away a free kick to Olympiacos. We're into the 2 minutes of added time. We're just into it now. The free kick was on halfway, so not really a dangerous position. Socrates has now got the ball. We just need to see this last minute or so of stoppage time at the end of this first half out. And then that'll put us in. That'll be half the job done, I suppose, one anyway. El Harabi now trying to look for an opportunity, but he's forced back well by Gabriel, and Ceballos now can make a breakaway. Can we actually get this goal before half time? That'll virtually seal this tie. Ceballos has done well. He's won a free kick, which he takes quickly into Granit Xhaka. And Ceballos now, he's got Smith Rowe and Tierney outside him. That's just Tierney. Smith Rowe's come inside here. Smith Rowe gets a shot away, tries to curl it in, but it's straight to the goalkeeper. And it was a comfortable save in the end. Try to curl it into the far corner, but it was far too close to the goalkeeper, who managed to save it quite comfortably. And that should pretty much be that for this first half. I mean, you could say so far so good really for Arsenal. We had that one scare, and Olympiacos have had a lot of possession since then, but they've not created anything. It's been fairly comfortable for us defensively. And in fact, there goes the half-time whistle, and it is 0-0 at half-time. And yeah, we're 45 minutes away from the quarter-final, aren't we? I'm not too disappointed with that first half. Not much to write home about in terms of entertainment value. We maybe had a couple of chances, didn't we? Pepe had that one where he got past the goalkeeper who'd come charging out of his area. He was off balance and the shot was deflected by Socrates into the side netting. And later on, Aubameyang had a clearer sight of goal, actually. A good ball from Ceballos, a good touch, and then he lifted the ball over the top of the crossbar for about 12 yards. But of course, the biggest chance fell to Olympiacos, didn't it, midway through that first half? It's just a long ball from the goalkeeper through the middle. I don't know where our defence had gone. It parted like the Red Sea. And there was El Harabi with a clear run through on goal. He got a good first touch, actually, and got a hold of the shot well as well. But in the end, it was a good save off the knee of Burton, a bit too close to the goalkeeper there. And the chance had gone. And maybe if that goes in, still a lot of the game to play at that point. It could have been a little bit nervy for us, but Leno was there, made the save, which is good. And now we look in pretty much, I wouldn't say total control, but we're almost there, aren't we? They now need to score 3 goals in 45 minutes. And the only goal that they've managed to score in the first 100 and whatever it is minutes that we've played so far, 125 minutes, they've only managed 1 goal, which we gifted to them. So I think we can start to be fairly relaxed now and fairly confident that we're going to make it through. But clearly, there's still 45 minutes to play, and I know that we can still press the self-destruct button, but I'm sure we won't. Anyway, I'm going to have a little break now for 5 minutes or so while we have half time. I say I'm not dissatisfied with that. It's as it's where it is, isn't it? The important thing was not to give them any goals, which is what we've done. Yes, I'm sure we'd all like to see us play a little bit more attacking football and win the game. And maybe in the second half or so, I think it might well open up. Olympiacos are going to have to take a few more risks at some stage before it's too late. And then maybe that's our opportunity to come in and get the goals. So, but we'll see. But if it finishes 0-0, I don't suppose we can be too disappointed, can we? Because it's the job done at the end of the day. And that's what this game's all about tonight, isn't it? Getting the job done, getting into the next round, and hopefully getting no injury problems ahead of, a big game on Sunday. So, but yeah, I'm going to go and get a drink and have a little breather for 5 minutes, and then I'll be back. If you haven't done so, please click on the subscribe button, come over to YouTube and subscribe. And Emerson's in the chat there. Yeah, I'm going to get a couple of Emerson. Yeah, that's what I need at half time. I don't know if you've been watching it. It's not been great, is it? It's been pretty poor, actually. But anyway, at least it's job done at the moment, and we're through pretty much. I'll be amazed if we're not now. But anyway, let's see what the second half brings. And it is cup of tea time. So I will be back in about 5 minutes or so. So stay tuned. If you haven't done so already, so please click subscribe. Please give it a like as well. And I'm just going to have a breather for 5 minutes, and I will see you all very, very soon. Stay tuned, and I'll be back soon. Hello, yeah, I'm back again. Just had a little 5-minute breather there. Just show a few highlights now. A couple of chances that we had. Pepe's one and Aubameyang's one. Not really a lot of chances was there in that game so far. But I say it's not really about us taking too many risks, really, is it, or anything like that? It's just about managing the game and getting through, which is ultimately what matters, isn't it? But yeah, I think we'd all like to see a little bit more attacking play, a few more chances to get excited about, I suppose. But anyway, I suppose at the end of the day, as long as we get through, that's the most important thing. Don't know what colour light looks better, actually. Not that one. That one's quite cool, isn't it? That one's not very good. Maybe have an Arsenal red. What do we think? Anyway, messed about with the light. That's where the adverts are on. But yeah, so I think I don't think we need to be too worried about the second half. I don't think. I'd say if they haven't scored within 10 minutes, then I think we may as well start getting the cigars out, as it were, and looking forward to the draw tomorrow. I actually think we will score in the second half because I think they're going to have to start taking a few more risks, getting a few more people forward, and I just think we'll be able to exploit that and get a goal. It'd be nice for Aubameyang to score, wouldn't it? I suppose after what happened at the weekend and what have you. But anyway, we'll see what happens there. Be nice to get a win just to keep a little run going that we've been on. Last week, 2 really good wins, and of course, just that draw with Burnley is the only game we haven't won in the last 5. So yeah, it'd be nice to keep that going, a good victory in the second half. But I guess it's the bigger picture, really, isn't it? Getting through without overly exerting ourselves too much and making sure that we've still got enough in the tank for Sunday, which I still believe is a bigger game than this one personally. Joe's back in the chat there. Uber's too weak. Well, yeah, he's never been a very physical player, has he? Actually, he's always been like that. And you know, if he gets the opportunities, generally he'll stick enough away. But yeah, he is a bit weak, isn't he? But I suppose it's just the way it is. But anyway, we shall see what the second half brings, and hopefully. So I'd like to see us win the game because I do feel as though, you know, momentum's quite important, isn't it? But yeah, Sunday's a really big game now, isn't it, in the Premier League? Closing in on that top 6 or victory, you know, will be fantastic, wouldn't it? I mean, that would really put the cat amongst the pigeons, wouldn't it? And imagine if we were to finish in the top 6 after the season that we've had and all the issues and the problems that's gone on. It would be fantastic, wouldn't it, to actually finish in the top 6, which nobody would have thought that possible at Christmas. You know, who would have given us a chance of getting in the top 6 when we were, 15th in the table? So yeah, it will be a remarkable turnaround. But we've still got a lot of work to do, haven't we? The top 6 is a long way off yet, and it's going to be hard, isn't it? And Joe asking when's the West Ham preview? Well, I'll be putting out a preview video on Saturday morning, and then Saturday night I've got the pre-match show at 7 o'clock. I've got a West Ham fan joining me. Steve, his name is. I used to go to school with him a long time ago, so it'd be good to catch up with him. He's a big West Ham fan, so that's going to be a really good show there at 7 o'clock on Saturday night. That is, because tomorrow I'm doing a watch along of the Arsenal women, which would be good actually against Man United. That should be a good game. Looking forward to that. I haven't been able to do as many watch-alongs of the women as I would have liked, mainly because a lot of their games have been on the same day as the men, and it's been difficult to squeeze it all in. But obviously, because they're playing tomorrow, so I'll definitely do a watch along of that. It's a big game as well. Arsenal need to win that to try and claw our way back into the top four, the top three, sorry, in the WSL. So that'll be good as well. And Joe's going, well, yeah, definitely watch the West Ham preview. That'd be a good show. That'd be a really good show. Got some good stuff lined up for that. I've always had a bit of a soft spot for West Ham, if I'm honest. Obviously, where I'm from, big West Ham area. A lot of people I went to school with are West Ham fans, so I've always had a little bit of a soft spot for them. My sister supported West Ham as well, so I did go to a few of their matches as well with her when I was younger. So yeah, I've got a bit of a soft spot for them. Joe asked, what time is the WSL? The game starts at 6:30 tomorrow. So I'm going to go live about 6:15 tomorrow with the team news and the full watch-along. So, yeah, that's going to be good, that should be a good game, actually. A really important game as well for Arsenal. Need to win that. So, yeah, I'll be going live about 6:15 around about that time tomorrow for that game. And the team just come out now for the second half. I mean, Olympiacos are going to have to start taking some risks, aren't they, sooner or later, like proper risks, and really throwing people forward if they're going to get these 3 goals that they need. And, of course, if they do that, it's just going to play into our hands, isn't it, really? But anyway, let's see. I don't think there's any substitutions at half-time. So we're going to be lining up the same way as we were in that first half with... obviously Smith Rowe on the left, Pepe on the right, and it looks as though Ceballos has been taking up that number 10 position. He's been the most furthest advanced of the 3 midfield players in front of Xhaka and El Neni, of course. So yeah. But we've been fairly comfortable. They had a lot of possession towards the end of that first half, Olympiacos, but apart from that one save that Leno had to make, he had virtually nothing to do, has he? So, Arsenal are going to be kicking off this second half, taking the North Bank end, which is to our left as we look. And of course, the end. Normally, the I suppose the popular end, if you like, it's not really been that case without any fans in. And we seem actually this season, I'm sure I'll have to work it out. I'm sure we've scored more goals at the clock end this season, which is unusual actually. But anyway, but Olympiacos have started with a throw on that far side, so attacking that end where their fans would have been and where they were, of course, last season. If you remember, they had a lot of fans there, didn't they? Made a lot of noise. And, of course, they went home very happy, didn't they, as well? Of course, it was Wolves that knocked them out last year at this stage, the last 16. That was, of course, after lockdown when it had gone down to one-off games. And they lost 1-0 to Wolves in that quarter-final. In the last 16, sorry. And, of course, Wolves then got knocked out themselves. But anyway... And they've certainly had a difficult season, Wolves, haven't they, since Jimenez was injured here, actually, against us back in November. Anyway, Aubameyang then had a bit of a run there down the far side, tried to put a cross in. It was defender came across. I think it's gone out for a corner on this near side to Arsenal. Pepe takes it short to Ceballos. Again, a short corner. And I don't know. Anyway, Kieran Tierney's got it. Well, that was a terrible pass from Pepe. He's not a very good game, has he, Pepe? Let's be honest. But are we surprised? I'm not particularly. Anyway, Andrew Torres was booked there. He actually scored for them at the weekend, I believe. They won 3-1 in the Greek League to keep their 16-point advantage at the top with 10 games left. I'm sure they're going to win the league again, aren't they? And they're clearly far too good for the Greek League. As Costa said last week, didn't he? He said they've basically outgrown the Greek League, really, which is unfortunate because they can't go anywhere else, can they? But anyway, they've suddenly got a chance. A shot there, just wide of the post. It was Fortunis there with the shot from the edge of the box. Put it wide of the left-hand post. David Luiz was was he pushed in the back there by El Arabi? I think he was. Surely that was a foul. It wasn't given, and the ball fell to Fortunis just on the edge of the box there, and he looked for that gap in the near post, but he dragged it wide, and I think that was a free kick there. for that foul on David Luiz. It wasn't given anyway. But anyway, not to worry. We have now got a goal kick. We've played 3 minutes of second half. Of course, every minute that goes by is ticking down for Olympiacos. And as long as they don't score, then it's happy day. But suddenly they've got a lot of men coming forward here, actually, with a break on the edge of the box. They've now got a chance with Fortunatus again, plays it across the box. Maybe he should have shot. He gets another cross and it's gone out for a corner. This is maybe the onslaught we were expecting from Olympiacos at the start of this second half. They've already had one chance there. Again, it was Fortunatus again. He got clear on this right-hand side. He should have shot, should he not have maybe tried to shoot across the goal? Instead, he tried to pull it back across. David Luiz was there. He came back to Fortunatus, but Kieran Tierney deflected his cross away for a corner. But yeah, Olympiacos now have put on a lot of pressure in this second half. It's a corner from this near side. Flicked on at the near post. Oh, there's nearly a goal there. It was a defender around the back. Couldn't quite get on the end of it, but the ball's still in play. It's flicked on there, but Leno's come and got that one. And Martin says he should have taken the shot. Yeah, he should have done. I think he should have took the shot on. It's flicked on at the near post, that corner as well, and that causes a little bit of an issue there as well. The defender came in a bit late there around the back, couldn't quite get there. Now Arsenal driving forward, Granit Xhaka. Played it out to the far side. Denis Ceballos has now picked the ball up. Finds El Neni with a simple pass. Arsenal just need to get a foot on the ball and just have a little spell of possession there, just to take the sting out of this Olympiacos onslaught. But again, we've given the ball away. That was Smith Rowe that time. And Olympiacos trying to now break again. And they've got another opportunity here, but the ball's just too far in front there of El Harabi, and it's gone out for a throw on the near side to Arsenal. Martin, there's a bit more urgency from Olympiacos this half. Yeah, there is. I guess it was obvious that there had to be at some point. They've had to take a few more chances now, but I think overall that might benefit us because I do believe that there will be a few more gaps opening up, and hopefully we can exploit them and get a goal and just really kill it off. Because I do think if we score at any point now, it's all over, isn't it? Let's be fair. I mean, it's pretty much all over anyway, if we're honest. But it has been a good start to the second half for Olympiacos. So they've certainly put us under pressure. They are committing more men forward, and they're looking, as Mark says, a lot more urgent as well, as indeed they need to be. They might as well go down fighting. I guess that's got to be their attitude, hasn't it? There's no point sitting back and settling for a 0-0 draw. They might as well go for it and say go down fighting. But we just need to see this out. I think the next 10 minutes are crucial here. If we can keep it at 0-0 for the next 10 minutes, then I think that eventually Olympiacos, if they don't score, they'll start to lose a bit of heart, won't they? We've picked up the ball there in midfield. Suddenly Ceballos has got a little bit of space briefly, but he's held up well, actually. That was good defensive play in midfield there from Olympiacos. Now they've got a break on. It's El Arabi. He's going to cut in from that far side. He's inside the penalty area. Cuts inside and shoots. It's deflected and they've scored. El Arabi again. Suddenly, we didn't want them to get the goal this early, did we? I said the next 5 or 10 minutes are important. Olympiacos got the goal. It was El Arabi again. I'm not sure if it was deflected, possibly. I don't know what's going on there. The referee, I don't know if it was sloppy play. Ceballos then lost the ball in midfield. It was good work actually there from Olympiacos. They then got a breakaway. The ball came to El Arabi on that far side, faced up with David Luiz. He cut inside and he shot. Was it deflected or did it go straight in? Maybe Leno could have done better if it went straight in. He cut inside. It's a very similar. It did deflect. It deflected off Gabriel actually, which is why it looked maybe worse for Leno than it maybe might have been. Deflected off Gabriel, yeah, gave Leno no chance at all. A little bit unfortunate, actually, from our point of view, the deflection there. But suddenly, it's interesting. Olympiacos have got the goal. They probably deserve for this start of this second half, to be fair. They've come out with a lot more urgency. They've got the goal, and they need 2 more, though, let's remember. So we don't need to panic yet. We don't need to worry too much at this moment in time. They do need 2 more. Mark said big deflection. Yeah, it was, yeah. Gave Leno no chance at all, did it? Arsenal are going to make a double substitution now. Odegaard and Thomas Partey are both coming on. not sure I agree with that. I say we need to maybe rest him on for Sunday, but I guess maybe Mikel Arteta feels we need a little bit more quality in midfield, and he's probably not wrong. Olympiacos now are trying to come forward again. Pepe does really well. They're actually working back, finds Bellerin. But that goal's going to really give Olympiacos a lift, isn't it? Which I say we didn't really want at this stage. I mean, imagine if they'd scored that one in the first half, then it would be in Alex Ferguson's words, squeaky bum time, wouldn't it, if they'd got that one as well. But anyway, it is 1-0 to Olympiacos. It's 3-2 on aggregate. Actually, I haven't changed the aggregate score, have I? That was a mistake. Let's put that right. It's 3-2 on aggregate, of course. So, yeah, I'm not too concerned yet. I'm starting to get a little bit more concerned than I was, but anyway, the important thing now is that we don't do anything silly in the next 5 or 10 minutes and try to, get them back on the downer again, because they clearly got a lift. At the start of the second half, they came out flying at us, and it's been rewarded with that goal. A bit unfortunate from our perspective, that deflection off Gabriel, who's just given the ball away actually, and suddenly Olympiacos have got another break on with El Arabi again. He's about 30 yards out at the moment, plays it out to the far side. He's certainly the danger man, isn't he, El Arabi? He seems to like playing against us. And Kevin's just turned up in the chat. Evening, Kevin, how you doing? I can't get the match, so it's down to you. How are we playing? Well, we're not really playing that well. At the start of the game, I was saying that it's difficult, isn't it, when you just need to avoid a 3-0 defeat. It's difficult to know how to approach the game, and we've maybe been far too conservative, and we've not really threatened much at all. We've had 1 or 2 opportunities, but Olympiacos are coming at us since half time. They've got the goal and they're coming forward again now. They just gave the ball away, but they've been really stepped it up actually since half time. They had a big chance in the first half actually. Olympiacos, this one ball down the middle from the goalkeeper, found El Arabi, and his shot was saved by Leno with his knee. Wasn't the best finish, it was quite straight at him. But we've not really threatened. We had a couple of chances first half, but we've not really done enough. But I guess we don't really need to, do we, in the overall scheme of things? But suddenly now there's maybe a little bit more urgency from us. But we've just won a corner actually. Aubameyang put a cross in, and Socrates has just headed it out for a corner to Arsenal over on that far side. Mark there's said about Pepe's close control seems to have deserted him this evening. Yes, not just this evening, unfortunately. It seems to be a regular occurrence. But anyway, we're making the 2 substitutions now. It's going to be Thomas Partey coming on for El Neni. An opportunity for El Neni to start a game, for a rare start for him. He did okay, but nothing spectacular as you'd expect. And it's going to be Thomas Partey coming on for him. And Odegaard's coming on as well. I'm assuming it'd be for Smith Rowe, or that could be Ceballos. It's Ceballos actually who's going off. So it's Ceballos off for Odegaard for the final 30 minutes or so of this game. I mean, actually, no, there's only 10 minutes played in the second half, 11 minutes, so there's quite a long time left. Quite early to be making them substitutions, Mikel, isn't it? But anyway, especially 2 players that maybe haven't really played a lot of football. Ceballos doesn't look happy to have been taken off. He did all right, Ceballos, but again, nothing spectacular. Anyway, we've got a corner now, which Odegaard's going to go over and take. Actually, it's going to be his first contribution is to take this corner. Let's hope that the ball in's a bit better, because our set pieces have been really poor again this evening. But we've got our first corner this second half from the far side. Odegaard whips it in towards the near post, but again, Socrates heads it away. He's had a good game, Socrates. Yet again, I say last week he had a good game as well. Thomas Partey's first involvement now as a defensive ball back to goalkeeper Bernd Leno. And he finds Granit Xhaka. What we don't want to do is commit one of these silly mistakes by playing it out from the back. Anyway, we've now got an attack down the far side on the right, and Nicolas Pepe runs into the penalty area. This is a good run from Pepe, but across, he's straight at the goalkeeper again. Pepe doing what he tends to do a lot, The final ball isn't good enough again. It was a good run, good pace to get past the defender, but the cross was far too close to the goalkeeper, and an opportunity is gone. Olympiacos now are trying to look for this second goal, which would really, really set the nerves going, wouldn't it? But the ball's currently back with their goalkeeper at the moment, which is where I don't mind it being. Anyway, he's gone long this time. David Luiz beats El Arabi in the air. And now we've got an opportunity with Odegaard coming forward. Can he score 3 games in a row? He's about 35 yards out from goal, so he's not going to score from there. But Xhaka now fires Tierney on this near side, but that's a poor touch from Tierney. It's gone out for a throw. It probably wasn't a great ball from Xhaka, if we're totally honest. And it's gone out for a throw. And that kind of sums up our evening a lot of the way we've played, actually. The passing's not been great. We have lacked intensity, which in a way I understand. It is a difficult situation to be in when you're 3-1 up with 3 away goals. But anyway, I think it's a matter now of just digging in, getting the job done, getting through, hopefully not losing the game. I think it'll be important that we don't lose the game on the night if we can. Even if we do still go through, it'd be disappointing, wouldn't it, to lose against a team that, let's face it, they've given everything that they've got, but they're not a great side, are they, if we're totally honest? Anyway, currently we've got the ball. Gabriel about 10 yards outside our penalty area, striding forward now, plays it across to David Luiz into Odegaard, who's just come on. Oh, again, we nearly lose the ball, but Thomas Partey does well there. Actually, Bellerin put him in a bit of trouble, but he did well. Thomas Partey, now Odegaard in the centre circle, does well, finds Granit Xhaka. He's got runners in front of us. That's a good ball to Tierney down his near side. Build into the box. It falls to the far post to Pepe. Oh, and it was going in. I think it's got deflected off an Arsenal man in the 6-yard box. Who was that? It was Smith Rowe. Deflected, Pepe shot over the bar. That was a good counter-attack. This is what's going to happen, I think, now. We're going to get a little bit more space when we get the ball. Good ball from Xhaka to Tierney. First time cross. It fell to Pepe. And it looked like it was going in there. Let's have a look from behind the goal. Pepe's shot. Actually, Smith Rowe was trying to get out of the way. Hit him on the back and went over the bar. It may well have been going in, actually, from Nicolas Pepe. Very unfortunate there. And Smith Rowe was trying to get out of the way, to be fair to him, but it hit him on the back. And that actually took it over the crossbar. But it may well have caused the goalkeeper an anxious moment or two. Of course, a goal from us really doesn't make a lot of difference, does it? Olympiacos still need to score 2 more regardless. It's just obviously it would mean there'd be extra time if it was 3-1. But anyway, hopefully we won't be having to worry too much about that. With a bit of luck. Only he could do that. Yeah, it seems like it, doesn't it? But anyway, Olympiacos now going to make some changes. And as Mark says here, sums up his night. Yeah, it does, yeah. He gets a shot on target, thinks he's going to score, and it hits his own teammate and gets deflected over the crossbar. But anyway, it was unfortunate, very unfortunate. I say Smith Rowe was literally trying to duck out of the way. But anyway. But Olympiacos now making their substitutions. Or are they going to wait for this throw? It's an Arsenal throw on the far side, about halfway. It's going to just be in our half, actually, which Hector Bellerin's going to take. They're not making their substitutions yet then. Olympiacos are going to wait and see. I'm not sure who's coming on for them. I'm guessing it's going to be some attacking substitutions, isn't it? Because their need is a lot greater now for goals, isn't it? Gabriel's here, should have tidied this up, finds Kieran Tierney. He's closed down well. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal. Good work there from the Greek player. But is it going to be the substitution now? It is. Olympiacos are making a double substitution as well as we did. It's going to be Bruma coming on for Androtas. Who obviously got a yellow card in the first half. So Bruma is coming on for them. In fact, that's the only one they're doing at the moment. Thought they was making another one. But they are, yeah. Masouras is coming on for the wing backs. I'm not sure if he's more of an attacking player. I think he scored their first goal last season in this particular fixture. The guy that's just come on, Leno just kicked the ball out for a throw and he's chundering away to himself there. Not sure what his problem is. Anyway, suddenly now there's Opportunity for crossing to the box from Olympiacos. David Luiz heads it away. We just heard that Tottenham are losing 1-0, which means it's now 2-1 on aggregate on the night. They could be in a little bit of trouble as well. And now there's going to be a free kick to Olympiacos, 10 yards outside the penalty area, which Thomas Partey's just given away. Ball was never really under control there, and Thomas Partey's come across and gave away a free kick there. Didn't really need to make that challenge. There was 3 Arsenal players around him. Not really sure if he was going anywhere particularly, but anyway, it's a dangerous free kick, this. Thomas Partey and Socrates having a bit of a discussion. Of course, they never actually played for Arsenal in the same team, although, of course, Socrates was at the club. They would have known each other from training earlier in the season. But this is a dangerous free kick, this. It's about 10 yards outside the penalty area, just slightly to the right-hand side. It's a very, very dangerous position, this. We've seen free kicks from this area go in a lot of times before. Yeah, it's about 10 yards outside the penalty, I say, just to this right-hand side. Hector Bellerin is lying down behind the wall. So we'll see what happens with this free kick. But this is a big moment in the game. There's 64 minutes played. This is a really big moment, this free kick. We need to deal with this. It hits the wall. Well defended there by the wall. Free kick straight into the wall, but we haven't really cleared it away too far. But now it's gone out for a goal kick. I think that was a chance for Olympiacos. I think it was David Luiz that charged that down. Yeah, David Luiz jumped and headed it. A good defensive play that was from David Luiz. And Kevin, I said, do we look like scoring on the break? I'll just break them down. Well, we haven't really looked like scoring on the break, if you're totally honest. Not at all. In fact, second half, we've not really had an opportunity at all. And we only had about 2 good chances in the first half. And they was only sort of half chances. Pepe hit one into the side netting, but it was deflected into the side netting off Socrates, and Aubameyang fired over after a good ball, put him in from Ceballos. But other than that, we've not really threatened at all in this game. We've not looked like scoring. And it's been... It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because we don't need to score. I think that's probably the problem. And I do think that sometimes it's in your mind, isn't it? You don't want to overcommit. You don't want to take too many risks. And subsequently, you maybe lose most of your attacking threat. And I can understand why we've done that and why the game's maybe gone like this. But I say I don't want to see us lose the game, even if we go through. So we do need to try and score a goal if we can. Granit Xhaka now fires Tierney on this near side, Arsenal's left. So attacking the north bank, ending the second half. Tierney again almost got in, but the defender was across. It's going to be another corner to Arsenal. Not that we've threatened much from corners in this game, although I say we did score, of course, last week, didn't we? The one from the header from Gabriel, a really good goal that was. But it's going to be Odegaard to take this corner from the near side from Arsenal's left. So it's going to be an outswinger with his left foot by the look of it. Put a good delivery in for once, please, so we can at least get an opportunity to try and score. Say the set-piece deliveries have been dreadful tonight. But this is Odegaard now. The first one he's taking. It's a slightly better ball, and it was attacked in the 6-yard box by Hector Bellerin. But he couldn't keep his header down. I think it's bounced off his shoulder, if anything, under pressure. And it's going to be a goal kick. That was a better corner outswinger there. And it was he got up well there, Bellerin, but it was under pressure from the defender, and it has gone over the top for a goal kick. But it was certainly a better corner, that one, from Odegaard. At least we had an opportunity at goal from it rather than the short corners, which never seemed to work. Anyway, we've just won the ball back from that goal kick. But Smith Rowe has picked it up, or he was looking for Aubameyang, but the ball was behind him. And now Olympiacos have got an opportunity again down this near side. But Gabriel comes across to cut the danger out from El Arabi, who takes the throw quickly. They're trying to get everything moving quickly now, aren't they? Olympiacos, time is against them. There's 23 minutes to play. 23 minutes for us to, I wouldn't say hold on, but to certainly see this through. Anyway, Pepe now down that far side. He's got an opportunity to maybe run at the Olympiacos defence. Instead, he comes back to Thomas Partey. Now Granit Xhaka just outside the centre circle. Plays it to Thomas Partey again. I do like that partnership that's building up between them two in midfield. Actually, they do seem to complement each other well. Whether it's a left foot, right foot combination like we've got in the central defence, good balance that they seem to have between them now. And I am liking the partnership that they're building up between them, and hopefully it can improve as they get to play together more. It's still quite a new partnership, really, isn't it, when you think about it? So, be good to see how that develops over the rest of the season and maybe beyond as well. We've got a throw now on the far side, about 5 yards inside the Olympiacos half. It's going to be better to take this throw on virtually on halfway. It is. It's about 5 yards inside. He's moved it forward quite a lot, actually. He continues to keep moving it forward. Hector Bellerin, but he finds Granit Xhaka. Plays it back to David Luiz. What we need to do, just keep possession, take the sting out of this game, and come forward now with Smith Rowe. He's got Tierney outside him. He finds Tierney, cuts inside Tierney, goes past his fullback, puts a cross into the far post, but nobody's there. In fact, he's gone all the way across to Hector Bellerin. But Hector Bellerin's lost out, and suddenly Olympiacos have got an opportunity to maybe break away. Odegaard's dropped back in well there. Good cover from Odegaard for Hector Bellerin, and Olympiacos have been forced back. We've done well there, actually. That was good defensive play from Odegaard. But Olympiacos are still in possession, and in fact, Odegaard's just given away. It's Smith Rowe actually just giving away a free kick for a foul on a substitute who just came on. The referee comes across just to make sure that there's no afters going on, which there isn't. But it's going to be a free kick to Olympiacos. It was a foul from Smith Rowe there, quite clearly. He just knocked the ball past Smith Rowe, and Smith Rowe's caught him, and it's a free kick. But anyway, the ball's now back currently with the Olympiacos goalkeeper, who kicks it long. David Luiz again gets in front of his man, wins his head out, although the ball went backwards, although it was cleared up well by Hector Bellerin behind him. Olympiacos now coming forward again down the far side. Plays the ball into the box. David Luiz is there. Almost fell over the ball actually in the penalty area, but managed to clear it, but not very far. Olympiacos have got the ball again on that far side. This is nice play this from Olympiacos over on the far side. It's now played into the middle. We forced them back a little bit now. So Krasis plays the ball to this near side now. They've moved the ball well here, Olympiacos. That's a good ball inside, is it? But Gabriel's across there, and it's gone away through to Leno. Good defending that from Arsenal. Wasn't the greatest ball, but well defended there from Gabriel. But Thomas Partey's lost the ball 25 yards from goal. El Arabi plays it across the box. Oh, Bellerin did quite well to hold the play up, and he's then cleared it again. But Bellerin's clearance comes straight back hits David Luiz and comes back to Olympiacos. But we managed to scramble the ball away. It was Partey there, lost possession, was dispossessed actually, 10 yards, 5 yards outside the penalty area. Dangerous position that was. And Olympiacos are still coming forward now on the far end of the penalty area. They're building up another bit of head of steam here. The Greek team. We need to see this bit of pressure out. Good defending that from Smith Rowe. Again, Olympiacos win the ball back. Tierney clears it, but again, only falls to Olympiacos man. They've got us penned back at the moment. Now they've got the ball on this near side. And Kouvanis, who had the opportunity just before they scored, actually, in this second half. We forced them back now into their own half, but they're still coming forward down the far side. Is that a free kick to Arsenal? I think Thomas Partey, is it, or is it Nicolas Pepe? It's another yellow card for Olympiacos. It's Envia there with the foul. It was on Nicolas Pepe actually doing some good defensive work again for the team, and Envia came in a little bit late there, caught Pepe's ankle, got himself a yellow card. But at least we've managed to get possession of the ball again, which we haven't had for a while. Some good pressure out from Olympiacos. Tierney now struggled to keep it in. In fact, he didn't keep it in. It wasn't a great ball to him, but again, Tierney has Not had a great game, actually, if we're honest. Kieran Tierney tonight. Not had a good game at all. But I guess we can allow him the odd one here and there, can't we? Because he's normally so consistent with his performances. Olympiacos now got the ball back inside their own penalty area with the goalkeeper. I don't mind if it's up that end of the pitch. There's 18 minutes, 17 minutes left plus stoppage time. Time is definitely ticking, but in the famous words of Brian Clough, it only takes a minute to score a goal. So on that basis, it'll only take 2 minutes to score 2 goals. So there's plenty of time for Olympiacos yet. They've not really had a shot at goal actually since they scored. So they've had a lot of possession in front of our penalty area, but we've defended reasonably well. It's just that we're not keeping hold of the ball when we win it back, which we've just done again. Granit Xhaka plays it to Gabriel. He finds Smith Rowe now on his near side. Smith Rowe drives over halfway. He's got Kieran Tierney outside him. He finds Kieran Tierney. He just plays a ball back to Granit Xhaka. We've gone all the way back to Gabriel. Xhaka again finds David Luiz. At least we're keeping a little bit more possession of the ball, even though we're not making any progress up the pitch at all. Granit Xhaka's currently in the centre circle. Plays it out to Martin Odegaard on the far side. Just plays a simple ball to Thomas Partey. Arsenal just quite happy at the moment just to keep possession for a few minutes. We've not enjoyed much possession at all, have we, in the second half of this game? So this is much welcomed. And now Thomas Partey can move forward from halfway. Just finds Martin Odegaard into Pepe. Odegaard gets it back. Now he moves forward, tries to dink a ball inside towards Smith Rowe, but the goalkeeper's out. Always looking for that little ball, isn't he, Odegaard, when he gets on it, looking to see if he can open a defence out of his left foot. On that occasion, that the pass wasn't quite accurate enough, and a good run from Smith Rowe, but the ball wasn't quite accurate enough. There was too many defenders around him, and they dealt with it. Kevin said there, got to be a team mental block or something. We are through, so let's just jog through this game, so no injuries. Well, I kind of get that impression a little bit, yeah. I do feel as though that's slightly what's happened. But I mean, Olympiacos have played a lot better today than they did last week. I wasn't really impressed with them at all last week, if I'm totally honest. And they have played much better tonight. But yeah, we do seem to have not really got our second gear. You know, in the words of Arsene Wenger, we've been playing with a handbrake on. And in a way, I say I kind of understand it, because it is tough when you're 3-1 up, and you know you can just have to avoid a 3-0 defeat to go through. It is quite difficult, isn't it, to be exactly kind of on the ball and as motivated as you might have been if we'd needed an actual result in this game. You know, if we'd needed to win. Oh, my light's just collapsed. Now everything's collapsing. Anyway, suddenly we've got a chance to score. Odegaard. Oh, he's fired over the bar. That was a chance to make it 1-1 on the night. Martin Odegaard, of course, who's in great goal-scoring form at the moment, looking to score in his 3rd game in a row. It was a good move actually down the far side. It was Pepe into Odegaard. He played it back to Pepe, but the ball fell kindly to Odegaard about 12, 13 yards out. He just bounced up in front of him, to be honest. And it was maybe a little bit unfortunate, and he fired it over the bar. But a rare shot at goal from Arsenal in the second half, a really rare opportunity there for a goal. Odegaard, they're looking to say for a third goal scoring game in a row. And as Mark says there in the chat, if I can get my mouse to work, he spooned it. Yeah, he did. Anyway, Olympiacos are now coming forward, but that's a terrible ball. Although they do manage to keep it in, and Tierney finds Smith Rowe down in the corner. Smith Rowe then almost loses possession, but does well. Finds Thomas Partey, boxing us in well actually, and Thomas Partey wins a free kick under pressure there. He didn't have a lot of outball though, did he, Thomas Partey? That was the problem. He was put under pressure and he wasn't able to get out. But anyway, we have got a free kick out of that. Arteta's having a word with Steve Round. I don't know if they're planning another substitution, possibly. There's 13 minutes to go. Certainly time is running out on Olympiacos, they still need 2 goals, remember, to go through. One's not enough. One's not even enough for extra time. We would go through on away goals. Of course, those 3 away goals that we got last week, those 2 late goals are looking to be what's decided this tie, certainly at the moment. But anyway, Olympiacos coming forward again, looking for these 2 goals that they need. Actually, the ball was well kept in there on the far side by Olympiacos, and they're now switched it back again from left to right and right to left again, trying to pull us around, but that's a poor pass. And Thomas Partey can now break forward. He's got Aubameyang outside him on the left. Instead, he goes to Ødegaard more centrally. Ødegaard's now running at the defence, plays it out to the far side to Pepe. This is Pepe's chance. So it's a poor finish straight to the goalkeeper. You could see he was trying to maybe clip it round him into the far post, but he went straight to the goalkeeper. The game certainly opened up a bit more now, as Olympiacos are throwing a lot more men forward, as indeed they have to do. I can see us getting a few more opportunities on the counter-attack in these last 10 minutes or so. But it's going to be a free kick now to Olympiacos, midway inside Arsenal's half. Mark there says it's poor. Yeah, it was poor. It was quite a good opportunity, actually, from Pepe. It was a good counter-attack. Ødegaard played the ball through to Pepe. He was just on that right-hand side of the penalty area, looking to move inside onto his left foot, which he did. Couldn't really open his body up enough, and it went straight to the goalkeeper. Not a great finish, but kind of typical of Nicolas Pepe, if we're totally honest. Anyway, it's a free kick now, I'll say, to Olympiacos, which is about 30 yards out to the left-hand side of the goal. It's going to go into that dangerous area there, but Xhaka won his header, but not very far. The ball's bouncing around inside the penalty area, but Arsenal managed to clear it away now with Ødegaard. Gets it up to the centre circle, and that danger's got it. It was a decent free kick, actually, put into the box, but it was well defended initially by Granit Xhaka and then cleared away finally by Ødegaard. But again, Olympiacos coming forward on the far side. David Luiz this time heads that cross out. But again, it falls to Olympiacos player on the edge of the box, but Granit Xhaka wins it back well. Now Arsenal can break. Ødegaard, he's got Aubameyang through. He's clean through now. Aubameyang, he's got half the length of the pitch to run. He's into the penalty area. This put us through. He's dinked it over the goalkeeper, but he's put it wide. That's a poor finish, that, from Aubameyang. He had a sort of chances, actually. He normally buries them. It was a counter-attack there, which I know we're going to get a lot more. Ødegaard there played the ball onto Aubameyang. He was inside his own half, ran through unchallenged, got into the penalty area. As the goalie came out, he dinked it over him, but put it wide. That's a really, really poor finish. You'd expect him to score that. Maybe he was trying to be too clever with a dink when Mealy could have just rolled it in. Really, really poor finish, that. And yeah, that was a chance. That was the chance, probably the best chance that we've had in this second half, actually. Anyway, we're making the substitution there. Smith Rowe's going off. Martinelli's coming on. Finally, Martinelli's getting some minutes. His first game for nearly 2 months, I think it is. So it's good to see Martinelli get some minutes finally. Let's see what he can bring. And it's actually Hector Bellerin's coming off as well. We're making another double substitute. It's going to be Callum Chambers coming on. So looks like we're going to try and hold on to what we've got. I think Chambers is going to go over to the right-hand side. I'm not sure where Martinelli's going to play it at this point. Maybe on the left with Smith Rowe going off, and maybe Aubameyang's going to... He's been mainly over on the left-hand side. And as Mark says there, who bloody Ray getting Gabby on. He's got his first touch now, actually. He's playing on the left, tries to go past the defender, but he's held off and won a free kick straight away. And he's produced a yellow card, the referee there. So they've already know the danger of Martinelli's it's a red card. It's his second yellow card, actually. Olympiacos are down to 10 men. So Martinelli's first involvement is to force Barr into a challenge. I didn't realise he'd already been booked, actually. But Martinelli tried to go past him. He held him off with his arm. Or is that a straight red card? Not really sure if that's a straight red card or what that is. He's definitely produced a yellow card first. I wasn't aware that Barr had been booked. Or did he get a second yellow card for maybe throwing the ball away? But either way, he's definitely been sent off. And it is Now, 2 yellow cards to Bar, and surely that's it now. Surely we're through. And some more good news coming through that Spurs are 2-0 down, says Kevin. And that would be a shame if they were to get knocked out, wouldn't it? But it's just come up here, 83 minutes. So that could go to extra time for Spurs, actually, there. If it stays 2-0, it will go to extra time. So, yeah, that'd be a shame, wouldn't it? Anyway, obviously, there's been a lot of drama here in the last couple of minutes there. It looked like it was 2 yellow cards for Bar. Martinelli's first involvement was to be involved in an incident which saw Olympiacos reduced to 10 men, and surely that is their chance gone. They still need 2 goals, remember, in 7 minutes. The Olympiacos players are inconsolable in the tunnel there, and you can understand why. That's obviously cost his team. But yeah, Martinelli there, it was a very cynical foul. It was a yellow card at first, and then yeah, it was literally for throwing the ball away. He got a second yellow card. So he actually got 2 yellow cards, one after the other. One was for the foul, and then secondly, it was for basically throwing the ball away in an aggressive manner. So Olympiacos, I say, down to 10 men, and surely now this is it. They've made another substitution actually as well for these last 6 or 7 minutes. But it's actually Fortunis who's gone off, their captain. And I think really now it's just what we need to do now is take advantage of the fact they've got 10 men and not lose this game. Of course, on Sunday as well, we played against 10 men. Similar point in the game, wasn't it? A little bit earlier when Lamela got sent off for Tottenham, wasn't it? But this is a little bit later in the game. There's 5.5 minutes to go, plus stoppage time, and I think that any hope that they had, which was quickly running out anyway, has all but disappeared now. So I just want to see us get a goal and at least keep our little unbeaten run going for a little bit longer as well. And hopefully that gives everyone listening a bit of confidence. I want to see Martinelli really get on the ball. He hasn't. I don't think he's touched the ball yet. The only thing he's done is get fouled by their defender Bar, who's received 2 yellow cards, one after the other. So at least he's had an impact anyway, but not quite in the way that we maybe expected. But anyway, it's now going to be a free kick to Olympiacos and a yellow card for Granit Xhaka for a foul on the halfway line. It's a 50-50 challenge there. I mean, that's not really a yellow card, is it? But anyway, they both came there at the same time, and the Olympiacos player just won the ball a fraction of a second before Granit Xhaka got there. So anyway, it is a yellow card. Olympiacos have still got possession of the ball. Martinelli there forcing them backwards, and now the ball's gone all the way through to the goalkeeper. So yeah, the last 4 minutes of this game, there'll be a bit of stoppage time now. There's been quite a few substitutions in the second half. Obviously, the sending off as well. So I'm sure there'll be 3 or 4 minutes at least, maybe 4. Let's see if we can get a late goal, just to say to avoid defeat on the night, which would be disappointing. Now we've got a breakaway. Now it's Gary Martinelli. He's going to have a clear run through. He's gone past the defender, plays it across the box. Oh, he's a flick there from Aubameyang. Goalkeeper saved it, and he puts a rebound over the bar. That was great play that from Martinelli, unselfish. He could have shot when he got past the defender there. He got into the penalty area, skipped past the defender. He maybe could have shot instead. He played it across to Aubameyang, who flicked an effort at goal. Good save actually by the goalkeeper, and then Aubameyang's follow up was over the bar. But he should definitely have scored a couple of goals tonight, Aubameyang. But that's a good play that from Martinelli. What an impact he's made. Just shows really what he's capable of doing. And it makes you wonder why he's not played for 2 months. But anyway, we've still got enough time to maybe get this equaliser. Thomas Partey coming forward now. Kieran Tierney down his left-hand side. Tried to play it up to Martinelli, but Martinelli didn't make that run maybe at the right time. Or was it Aubameyang? But Aubameyang should definitely have scored a couple of goals tonight at least. Certainly that one-on-one he had when he put it wide, and that opportunity there. It was quite a clever flick, actually. It would have been a nice goal, but the goalkeeper read it and made a good save. And Arsenal now have made a bit of a mistake in midfield, and Olympiacos coming forward again, but Kieran Tierney steps across and clears it, but not very far. Pepe's done well there to come back and help his team out. And as he won the throw on the far side, he has good work rate that from Nicolas Pepe. He's not had the greatest game with the ball, but he certainly worked hard without it and certainly contributed overall. But this is going to be a disappointing result if it stays like this. It'll be strange, actually, because Olympiacos have won on their previous 2 visits to the Emirates Stadium, and they're very close to making it 3 wins in a row here, but it's not going to be quite enough for what they needed, thankfully. But it's just a strange. We've won 4 times in a row away in their stadium, and they've now going to win 3 times in a row on ours, assuming that we don't get a goal in the last 90 seconds plus stoppage time. We've had our chances in this game later on as Olympiacos have pushed more men forward. We've had a few opportunities on the counter attack. We haven't managed to make the most of them at all, and we're still losing there. Olympiacos now coming forward again, low cross into the box, and Callum Chambers does well, clears the ball forward. It goes all the way back to the Olympiacos goalkeeper, who's closed down by Aubameyang, but no one else within 20 yards of Aubameyang. All the other Arsenal players are inside our own half. Olympiacos coming forward again, across from this near side, but Leno's going to grab that all day, nice and comfortable. We're into the final minute of normal time. It's just a matter of seeing this out now. We're clearly through to the quarterfinals. I just really want us to get a goal and not lose the game on the night, but it hasn't looked likely in the last couple of minutes, actually. But we've just won a free kick. 10 yards inside our half on that far side, foul by Holibas on Nicolas Pepe. And David Luiz is going to take this free kick, not in any rush, as you can understand why. We're just coming up to the 90 minutes now. See how much stoppage time there is. I'd imagine there's going to be 4 minutes. So we are 4 minutes, 3 minutes actually, a bit less than I thought. So we're 3 minutes away now from. Suddenly Gabby's in, is he? Martinelli, but no. Defender came across there and cleared the ball away. But yeah, so we were 3 minutes away from being through. Aubameyang's won the ball back well. Tried to find Martinelli down the left-hand side, but well defended actually there by Olympiacos, whose intensity has obviously dropped now, as you can imagine, since the sending off, really. The game's sort of dead since then, but anyway, they're still coming forward here down this near side. They've given it a good go, Olympiacos, and credit to them for that. But the damage was done for them, wasn't it, in those last 12 minutes last week when we got those 2 goals, which ultimately are what's got us through. Was that a foul throw there? I know he took it from the wrong place. I thought it was a foul throw. No, it is a foul throw. He's given it to us. The referee has given us a throw there. I don't know if it's because they took it too far up the pitch. I'm not really sure. But anyway, we've got the throw instead. Let's just see if we can get this goal. Come on, there's 1 minute and a half left of stoppage time. I don't want to lose this game. That'd be really disappointing if we do. But Kieran Tierney's going to take this throw now, midway inside our half on this near side. He's just been booked, Kieran Tierney, for wasting time. But the referee says he's adding it on anyway. I don't think he was wasting time, if I'm honest. I don't think he really had a lot of options. Anyway, he's now throwing it up the line towards Aubameyang. He's come to Odegaard. Now we've got an opportunity. Odegaard, he's got a little bit of space. Who's he going to find? He's got Pepe outside him. And then Granit Xhaka actually played back into Odegaard, but the ball bounced off. It wasn't a great pass, actually. That opportunity's gone, but we still got the ball. Thomas Partey does well, finds Odegaard again. Come through to Pepe again on that far side inside the penalty area. Tries to get past his man. He's held up briefly. Odegaard takes it on. Odegaard's done really well. Can he get a cross in? It's going to be a corner. It is going to be a corner. We're now into the final minute of stoppage time. Odegaard done really well there inside the penalty area. showed good feet, and it is going to be a corner to Arsenal. So at least we're finishing on the front foot in this game. But of course, Olympiacos have had 10 men for the last 10 minutes. I think Arteta was just asking the fourth official how long to go. It's going to be a short corner. Odegaard to Pepe. Going to try and keep it in that far corner, are we? Comes back instead to Granit Xhaka, back to Odegaard. I think we seem to be quite happy that we're going to lose this game because it's not going to matter, is it? Anyway, Thomas Partey now striding forward. Is he going to get his first goal? Tries to go around his man on the edge of the box, but instead it falls to Granit Xhaka. Again, he finds Thomas Partey. Again, he finds Granit Xhaka. Was that a foul? Referee says no. And Olympiacos can clear it, can they? Martinelli wins it back. Oh, he's given it. The referee gives it as a free kick as it fell to Aubameyang. Martinelli, looks like we're going through. It is all that matters, yeah. I'm just disappointed really that we're going to lose the game. That and no injuries, yeah. That was important as well. I would have maybe rested a few players, a few more, but maybe it's just we didn't, and the way the game's gone. But it's a tough one, isn't it? When you're 3-1 up, it's difficult to know how to approach the game, isn't it? Managing it properly, and yeah, it's disappointing that we're going to lose. I mean, we've played over 3 minutes now. Oh, and suddenly Martinelli's got a run as he down this near side. The defender comes across well. It's going to be Socrates, actually. I think fair play to Socrates. He's had a decent game again. But the full-time whistle's gone. And it's finished on the night. Arsenal 0, Olympiacos 1. But the thing that matters is the aggregate score. It's Arsenal 3, Olympiacos 2. Of course, the game was won in that first leg last week with those 2 late goals. And we never really got going tonight at all. We didn't really have to, I guess. They scored the goal. We missed a few chances. Of course, Aubameyang should have scored. It's a nice moment there with Socrates and Aubameyang and Martinelli, old mates there. And but Socrates isn't very happy with Aubameyang by the look of it. They're exchanging a few words. They're having a good conversation, and I'm sure they'll have a drink together. Just had a little hug there as well. So it's nice to see. So yeah, we lost on the night. It was El Arabi with the goal 6 minutes into the second half. Big deflection off Gabriel, which took it in past Leno, gave Leno no chance at all. But it's difficult to find positives from that, really. Obviously, we're through. That's the main positive. Martinelli getting some minutes and looked lively, didn't he, when he came on, set up that chance for Aubameyang. Aubameyang missed 2 or 3 opportunities tonight when he should have done better. That's a little bit disappointing. Pepe was disappointing, but overall we've done the job that we needed to do, which was seeing this game out, wasn't it? Without, as Mark said, without any injuries and without too much drama. I say the game was pretty much won in the first leg, so it was just a matter of getting through. And Socrates is getting a lot of love from a lot of the Arsenal players, actually, and that's fair enough. I know he was a popular figure around the club, wasn't he? So El Arabi scored both their goals, didn't he, in this tie? But of course, it wasn't enough for Olympiacos, and we have got through to the quarterfinals, but that certainly wasn't a great performance. Yeah, no, I don't think match of the day is calling, but yeah, I think we were a little bit lazy. I just think we were sucked in by the fact that we just had to avoid a 3-0 defeat, and unfortunately, when you set off like that, it's difficult, isn't it, to get any rhythm. But yeah, bring on a draw. That's the main thing. I agree. It's what we need to do is bring on a draw, and hopefully we'll get a good draw. Anyway, it looks like Tottenham have gone to extra time, or they're going to extra time. Of course, it's a bit strange, isn't it, where obviously Tottenham are away now, and if they score in extra time, they've got an extra 30 minutes to get an away goal, which Dynamo Zagreb didn't do in the first leg, which seems unfair. It happened to us, of course, last year, didn't it, against Olympiacos? It's just annoying when that happens. But anyway, it is what it is. We've got through the game. We got through to the next round, and yeah, it wasn't pretty at times. we had the chances to score. Aubameyang in particular was that one when he ran clean through and put it wide, dinked it over the goalkeeper and put it wide. And that would have obviously put the icing on it, really. But I suppose, we've got through. I'm just disappointed that we've lost the game because, an unbeaten run that we were building up, and you like to try and keep them going. But I suppose in the overall scheme of things, we need to be more worried about the fact that we have got through. We're into the next round, and that's the only thing that really matters, isn't it? So, yeah, that's good, and that's the main thing. So, yeah. Well, thanks for watching tonight, everyone. Thanks for you guys in the comments. Kevin and Mark, of course. Joe as well. Emerson was in earlier as well before half time. I will be doing a fan cam show. That's going live at 8:15. I've got 4 fans coming on to give their verdict on that. So that should be interesting. So stay tuned. I'll stick a link on Twitter, both my personal Twitter, which is @GreenRichB, and also the channel Twitter as well, which is @OverAnArsenal. So check that out in the next 5 minutes. I'll put a link onto that show, which will be going live very soon. Some fan reaction to what's been a disappointing result for Arsenal, but ultimately, I suppose the right result overall, isn't it? We've gone through to the quarterfinals, and that's what is important, isn't it? Overall, that's what it was about tonight, getting through. I would like to have seen a better performance, maybe, and obviously not losing the game. But anyway, let's not worry too much about that now. And as Kevin says, let's bring on the draw tomorrow, which is at 12 o'clock UK time. So I'm sure you'll all be listening out for that. I might do a video on that when it's out, but I've got a few videos to do tomorrow, so I might not get time. I'll be doing obviously a review of this game. That'll be going out hopefully before 12 o'clock, before the draw. And then I've got to prepare my West Ham preview as well, which will go out probably Saturday morning before the big show. Saturday night, of course, the pre-match warm-up show, which is on Saturday this week, because I'm doing the Arsenal women tomorrow. Arsenal women against Manchester United women, a live watch-along of that game from 6:15 tomorrow night. So please stay tuned for that. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. We've got Mark as well. He's New Zealand. Mark's in. How you doing, Mark? Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're well. I don't know what you made of that game. It wasn't great, was it? But anyway, we're through, and that is the main thing. So, yeah. I'll say what I'm doing now. I'm going to set up the fan cam show, which I say will be going live at 8:15, about 20 minutes, 8:15. I might try and catch a little bit of the extra time of the Spurs game in the meantime, and hopefully they might get knocked out, which would really make our night, wouldn't it, if that was to happen? But I guess that's a little bit optimistic, maybe, but there could be penalties and all sorts there. But anyway, watch that as well. Keep it in the background and listen to my fan cam show. Shane's in the chat there. Is Melvin doing a fan cam? No, he's not, unfortunately. Melvin's he had a little operation last week. It's nothing to worry about, but he's going to be out of action until next week for stuff on the channel. But he'll be back soon. But he's just having a week off or so. So he should be back next week. But unfortunately, no, Melvin's not on tonight. But I've got some great guests are coming on. It is going to be a good show. It'll be on for about an hour, I would have thought, something like that. I've got four guests coming on to talk about the game, pick a man of the match, which is not going to be easy, is it? From that wasn't much. Nobody really stood out, did they, exceptionally well? But we'll see what the guys think soon. Anyway, so I'll put a link to that show up on Twitter so you can catch it there, or literally just look on the channel. It'll be on the channel anyway. I say starting at 8:15, so that's going to be good as well. So yeah, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't done so, please give this a like as well, and I say subscribe to the channel on YouTube if you haven't done so already. This show won't be going out on Spotify or any audio podcast, but the fan cam show will be. I'll put that up tonight afterwards, so that one will be going out. But the watch-alongs, I don't think they're a good show to put on an audio platform, if I'm honest. But anyway, that's what's going to happen with that. So I'll wrap this up now. I say thanks to you guys for watching. Thanks for the support of the channel as always. It's been a pleasure. Unfortunately, the game wasn't great and the result wasn't great, but we have gone through. We've got a quarter final of the Europa League to look forward to. The third time we've reached a quarter final in the 4 seasons that we've been in a competition, which isn't bad, is it? But unfortunately, we haven't won it, and that's what matters at the end of the day. Quarterfinals and semi-finals don't matter, do they? It's getting to finals, it's winning finals, and that's what's important. So let's hope that this is our year. We'll have to play better than we did tonight, obviously, in the next few games in this competition. But ultimately, the job was done last week, if you're honest, and we've got through. So, but yeah, so thanks for watching. Thanks for your support of the channel. So stay tuned for the Fan Cam show very, very shortly, and loads of other stuff coming up this week. The women tomorrow and all the West Ham stuff over the weekend as well. So loads of stuff coming up. Please subscribe, please like, and remember to stay tuned for the Fan Cam show in 15 minutes now. So thanks a lot for your watching. Thanks for your support. Come on, you Gunners! Quarterfinals. Let's go.